Good morning. Do you think God's a liar? Man, that sounds awful to just say that, right? But God is not a liar, and He doesn't forget what He says. I just preached recently that God does not forget. I can have some memory issues. Sometimes I forget that I said something. Do you like it when people forget things that they told you? Personally, I don't. But when God says something, He means it, and He doesn't forget it. He doesn't have memory issues. In 2 Peter chapter 1, verse 4, it says this, because of His glory and excellence, He has given us great and precious promises. These are the promises that enable you to share His divine nature and escape the world's corruption caused by human desires. God has given us promises. These aren't just like, I'm thinking about doing this. No, He promises certain things. Have you ever had somebody just totally blow you off? I can think of two things. One, when I was in college, we had a guy that was like our small group leader. And one morning we were going to get together for breakfast. And so I drove to his apartment, it was on a college campus, to meet him and knocked on the door and there was no answer. And it wasn't until, no cell phones in those days, and it wasn't until later in the day that I realized he just forgot. And, I don't think we ever did have that breakfast. It just never happened. And I can still kind of feel how I did that day. So when I was single about 16, 17 years ago, I used a certain dating organization, and they would line up a lunch meeting for you, and then you'd go to the restaurant and meet your blind date. Not that they were blind, you get what I'm saying. And on this one occasion, I went to the clubhouse, and I've asked many people this, how long would you wait? If you get there, you're supposed to meet at noon, how long would you wait? I mean, maybe the car broke down, maybe there was just bad traffic, whatever it was. And I waited a half hour, no phone call, no nothing. I still remember how that felt. God does not let us down like that. He doesn't. We may feel that way sometimes, but He doesn't. So what are some of the things that God promises? Well, if you're feeling hurt, you're going through loss, I love what Psalm 30 verse 5 says, weeping may stay for the night, but rejoicing comes in the morning. It's not a permanent condition. So many of us need to know that we do grieve, but it's not forever. I love what it says in Psalm 34:19. The righteous person may have many troubles, but the Lord delivers him from them all. God doesn't say, you will have a carefree life and you won't have any troubles. No, He will pull you through them. You just got to go through. Love that one. In Psalm 41, verse 3, this is a verse that means a lot to me. I don't have time to go into the whole backstory, but the Lord sustains them on their sickbed and restores them from their illness. Prior to that, in the passage, it says that blessed is he who has compassion on the poor and the needy. So when we care for other people, then God cares for us. When we do for others what they can't do for themselves, God will do for us what we cannot do for ourselves. Maybe some of you today, this holiday season, say, I'm just kind of lonely. I love what it says in Isaiah 43, verse 2. When you pass through the waters, I will be with you. Jesus said in Matthew 28:20, I will be with you always. Pause this season and just know you are not alone. To me, that's one of the most basic things that even as I read intellectuals who came to Christ, it was a sense, and now just they know the conviction that they're not alone. Maybe you know somebody who's knocking on heaven's door. They're very close to death. What could be better than the words of Jesus in John 14:2? In my Father's house are many rooms. I go to prepare a place for you. Some of you might say, yeah, but preacher, I'm really a sinner. And the Bible says, Jesus says, my grace is sufficient for you. That's what the Apostle Paul communicated to the church in Corinth. Sometimes we'd like to be more righteous, but God's grace is sufficient for us. So press into God's promises. God has made so many promises, and He's not going to forget. He's not going to not show up. Grab a hold of His promises. That's why we have His Word. You can trust Him. God bless you. Have a great day.